People have made Vib-Ribbon Iceberg videos, and I wanted to do my own. If you don't know what an iceberg chart is, the top of the iceberg is basically what everybody knows of that community, and the more deeper it gets, the more not that much people know. Without further ado, let's begin. European Press Kit. This European Press Kit contains 3 discs. The DJ Cam disc, which is identical to the demo, but the only difference is that it doesn't contain Vib-Ribbon songs, but instead contains DJ Cam songs on an album. The Power Release, which is identical to the final build. The Press Information August 2000 disc, which contains interviews, artwork, and many more. Lost media. Like every single community, Vib-Ribbon has some lost media that we'll get to later in the iceberg. Rainbow. Rainbow is the only cut song from Vib-Ribbon for unknown reasons. Rare Hawaiian shirts. On the Vib-Ribbon website, if you do a certain quiz, you could get a Hawaiian shirt. Lost prototypes. Hopefully I'm correct, but I think this means like the lost ports that these games were gonna be on. Sonic Parallels. I don't know what this is talking about. More unreleased songs. You know how Rainbow is the only cut song? Well, basically, this is talking about how there could be more unreleased songs that are actually lost media and we don't even know about them. Christmas disc. When the game was being released in Japan for the very first time, Tsuteya decided to release a Christmas edition of the game with the song Christmas Carol, without any voices and just bells. Unreleased US version. When the game was made for the first time, Vib-Ribbon was never released worldwide and was a Japanese exclusive. On October 7th of 2014, the game was released worldwide, along with a PS3, PSP, PS Vita, and PSX port. Vib-Ribbon Patience. There's 2 mobile games, one that has been scrapped and one that is lost media. We'll get to the scrapped one later in this tier. Vib-Ribbon online servers. With the PS2 online thing, you can plug it into your PS2 and make your own Vib-Ribbon song, and then later share it worldwide. But sadly, due to the PS2 online servers being shut down, you cannot do this anymore. Worm/snake confusion. Some people thought that our worm form was actually a snake, but it's not. But in the files, it actually says the word snake, so maybe it was a snake before it was scrapped. Vaporware Patience. This port was going to be on a mobile phone, and there's 2 modes. One of normal Vib-Ribbon gameplay, and the other mode on the spinning contraction, either trying to avoid chainsaws or just falling to your demise. Unplayable songs. The only unplayable songs in the disc are the title screen, menu theme, and the high score song. But by re-putting the Vib-Ribbon disc back into the console, you could play these songs. NTT voice synthesizer. It was confirmed that Vibri's voice was used in an NTT voice synthesizer. That used to be lost media, but turns out it's been found 3 years ago. And the thing is, you could still watch the video of how to get her voice. Vib-Ribbon mobile port. This mobile port was a promotional campaign run by Duango. But the thing is, it was made in Flash. Vib-Ribbon's production was rushed. This is talking about how Vib-Ribbon could have been rushed, but this does make sense how it's just a black background and a white line, and there's only 6 songs in the game. Vibri-Han. The Vib-Ribbon art book is an art book that was released in the year 2000 where you get a peek inside of Vibri's head. We'll get to the art book later in these icebergs, but I'll give you some images of the art book. Triangle. Some failed attempts of extracting Vibri's files got with triangles, or a series of triangles. 50,388. Some fans thought that 50,387 was the highest score, making 50,388 impossible, but it was proven wrong. The real highest score is 21,591,115. Vibri on Music. Music, which is now Music on TV, did 100 best songs of the year, with the first 80 songs being read out by Vibri, then the last 20 songs being read out by others. There is only 2 screenshots of this event that have been found, image 1 being Vibri listening, and image 2 being Vibri reading out the songs. Vibri's cousin. On page 52 of the Vib-Ribbon art book, we can see the character that looks exactly like Vibri, but with ears separated. As soon as some people put the page into Google Translate, it said that it was her cousin, so they decided to call him Cuz from now on. Limited edition statuettes. On a few shopping websites, you could find a golden statue of Vibri. Sadly, they have all sold out. Scrapped multiplayer. It was originally going to be planned that Vib-Ribbon was going to have multiplayer by putting both players on separate lines. Sadly, the entry said this was scrapped. Vibri. This character is from the art book on pages 64, 66, 67, 69, and 75, and also the character in the image of this tier. December 9th/12th confusion. You know how some people on websites say Vib-Ribbon was released on the 9th? Well, other people on websites say it's the 12th. But the proof of why it's released on the 9th is because it says the date on the Japanese demo disc saying the 9th. Unused content. There is some unused content like the vaporware patient, multiplayer, and rainbow. But there could be more unused content in the 3 games. Laugh in Peace/Beats confusion. When it came to translating the band's name into English since the game was Japanese, it said Laugh in Beats instead of Laugh in Peace due to the mistranslation. Platinum course. There's no evidence of there being a platinum course, but it could be official due to Rainbow being cut. The tutorial was going to be interactive. This is talking about how you could control Vibri during the tutorial, but it was scrapped and there's no evidence of there being an interactive tutorial. The game is installed in RAM. The game installs itself into the PS2 megabytes of RAM due to its gameplay without the OST, intro, and tutorial. The true meaning of each song. Each song in Vib-Ribbon has a meaning, how an overflowing emotions is talking about how babies being quiet at first, then being loud later. The end of the ribbon. Some fans call the line that Vibri walks on the ribbon, but moving aside the name of the line, people started to make rumors of what's at the end of the ribbon, if it's endless or an end, and if there's an end, what's at the end? Food? A person's house? We'll never know unless if it's confirmed. There is more than one Vibri. This theory is talking about how there could be more than one Vibri. The only evidence that this theory has is one of the Vib-Ribbon entries and the image for this tier. Vibri is 8 feet tall. An image was shown of Vibri being 8 foot compared to Mario's 5 foot, but some fans believe that she was 8 foot. But there's 3 other reasons. Some say that she's 4 to 5 foot, some say that she's 5 foot, and one is showing that her being the size where she could fit inside of a shirt pocket. Vibri is not a direct translation. Vibri's name in Japan is actually Vibri, due to there being no V sounds in the Japanese language, or they wanted to make her name more fit in Japan. The franchise's content is more lost than found. The only lost media that's been found is the Christmas disc and the art book. Meanwhile, the lost media is the music event, the mobile Vib-Ribbon port, the Vib-Ribbon OVA, the vaporware Vib-Ribbon port, and the Mercedes-Benz concept. Every game in the franchise is personalized. There could be a change of pixels in all 3 copies of the games. Nothing else to say in this entry. Glitches and bugs. This entry is talking about how the game could have glitches and bugs. But there's no video or pictures on the internet of this stuff happening I could find. Bullery. This character is in the picture of this entry that's in the back ribbon. We'll get to the back ribbon later in this tier, but I'll link some stuff about this character and the back ribbon in the description. Vibri from Vib-Ribbon isn't Vibri from Vib-Ribbon. This is connected to the more than one Vibri theory, where there could be 2 Vibris in 2 universes, which is a pretty creative theory, in my opinion. The back ribbon. This comment on Reddit made by the person who made this iceberg says, "The back ribbon is an old remains of a 3D bonus stage carelessly left in by the developers. It's an endless complex of hallways and dead ends, and if you hear screaming in the distance, run." Vibri was inspired by the skinny black rabbit in an animal shelter. There's probably no evidence of this happening. It could be real, but we're not sure. Lost Vib-Ribbon OVA. In 2023, a Discord user named ToonCat explained that he's seen a Vib-Ribbon OVA when he was trying to look for Digimon servers on Google Video. It involved Vibri jumping off the gray eye toy and visiting places on Earth. The OVA was an advertisement just like the Flash game, and the search is still going on. Remove Bond from Vib-Ribbon. The tartan ribbon. The tartan ribbon was a ribbon made in 1861. The ribbon looks similar to Vibri's head and is also maybe the reason why it's called Vib-Ribbon. Vibri's eyes represent gemstones. When you look at the top of a gemstone and compare it to her eyeball, you can see a similarity. Her eyes also could be Mercedes-Benz lights due to the old concept. The PETA characters are Vibri's children. The entry says what this theory is, but I don't know how to explain this or react to this theory. Vib-Ribbon predicted the future. Probably the evidence of this entry is page 64, where Vibri is seen destroying a city and people thought that's how the world was going to end in 2012. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Stiftfold 2017 is the 4th game. Stiftfold is a whole other game, but when we compare it to Vib-Ribbon, we can see a similarity due to its white lines, so maybe it could have been the 4th game. Playing Blind the Wind in Vib-Ribbon will unlock a new mode. Blind the Wind is known as the most mysterious song on the internet, but playing it would probably play early Vib-Ribbon, a new party game, a shooting game. Once again, we'll never know. But finally, to end off the iceberg, we got the game took influence from Shogu Geisha. Once again, like the Stiftfold entry, when we compare Koju Giga art to Vib-Ribbon, we can see another similarity. And that was the better Vib-Ribbon Iceberg explained. Original Iceberg was made by Sega Guest 1999. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you later.